Hey, it's the MorrowMarriage podcast. We're in episode 55. This is awesome. And this is a really exciting one today. I want you to think about it, not necessarily from the title, money back guarantees, stupid, but you want them. I want you to think about why you'll fail. Could be a potential title. If you don't burn every bridge or every boat, you will fail. There are so many ways that we could spin this. And I want you to think about this from a massive perspective. We're going to talk about why peace is so important in the home.
Stop trying to lead and make decisions all the time.
You should not be proud if you raised your voice and screamed at them.
No matter what.
No matter what. I'm Cass.
And I'm Kathryn. Why am I allowing him to do this in front of our children? Why am I allowing this to happen at all? You don't get to say whatever you want to a man and push him to the point where he snaps.
I might have been a really bad man the other day, but today I went out of my way to be a good man, and she thanked me for it.
Is that you always want to act in the direction you want to go. So
He is just a paycheck. What about his needs?
we're MorrowMarriage.
Let's flip divorce statistics with the new marriage. I was inspired to do this because nobody's request, but the amount of men who have been through a phone call, whether it's a business coach, whether it is a health coach, or whether it is for a relationship, because if you don't know, we do all three. We're like one of the only coaches that do it all, but actual programs, not life coach. Okay, so that's because we owned a gym for years, we've been entrepreneurs for years, and we obviously saved a marriage from the depths of hell. So a lot of people want, do you still get this all the time? Is there a money back guarantee? Do you get that?
I don't think
I get that from men all the time. Listen, let's talk about guarantees in a minute. Before we do, I want to bring it up like this. If you give yourself a plan B, you will find a way subconsciously to follow plan B. If plan A is to succeed and you have an escape route, you are going to escape.
The money back guarantee is a safety net.
It's a safety net. You're asking, well, what if it doesn't work? Listen, if it doesn't work, you got bigger fucking problems than the money you spent on a program. And I don't care if it's a trainer, if it is a business coach, or if it's a marriage coach, or if it's somebody like us who does all three, okay? If you're looking for failure, you will find it. So I say burn the bridges that you're looking for to fail, right? What if I forget hiring somebody, just reading. What if I try this thing? What if I make a move on my wife and she says no? Yes, I'm going to show you how to handle rejection. That is for you. That is not a plan B. That is a plan A to manage your emotions. That is the actual plan. It's not the rejection. It's not the initiation that you get rejected from. You are literally learning how to be an adult when you feel something that hurts. You can apply that everywhere. I don't know. Let's look at the weight. Weight didn't go down this week on the scale. That's rejection. It is. You're going to feel the same way as you feel when your wife says no. You can argue all you want. It's going to depend on your emotional response to where you're at in the moment based on what you're going through. So please don't argue. Don't send nasty comments. It is what it is. Your emotional response. When I start, I don't know if you probably heard me. I started a brand new thing this week. When I start a call, I'm no longer interested in hearing about your relationship. The first thing I want to know is, who are you fundamentally as a man? I ask about emotional response, and I give a scenario, and I want to hear what you would do, how you'd react. That will give me clearly what I'm looking for when I ask about health, wealth, and relationship. So I know who you are as a man, and then we can talk about your relationship. Isn't that crazy? And it's because too many people are looking for a scapegoat. Well, what if I do this and my wife doesn't see me? What if I do this and it doesn't work? What if I do this and I don't make my money? What if I do this and I gain 10 pounds? What are you doing?
I have an example.
Yes, please.
The reason we know that money back guarantees don't work is because when we were in the fitness industry, we gave a money back guarantee. It wasn't, if it doesn't work, we'll get your money back, give your money back. If it does work, we'll give your money back. And we gave 80% of the money back. So if you lose X percent of body fat or X pounds in X amount of time, we will give you this money back. That's how confident we were in our program. That's a completely different mindset. So I'll tell you what, if it doesn't work, you can have your money back. That allows you to take your foot off the gas pedal and say, well, there's no pressure. If I don't do it, I don't have to implement. I'll just give my money back. There's no risk. But same with in the fitness industry. If we did the same thing with marriage, which we're not playing games, so we don't do this anymore. It was a fun game when we were in the fitness industry.
Yeah.
But we're not playing games with your marriage. This is a much bigger deal. If we were to say to you, if you fix your marriage in X amount of weeks, we will gladly give you this money back. Do you know what? First of all, we are fixing your marriage in X number of weeks. but you would have a different mindset going in where you'd say, man, I better fix my marriage. These tools must really work. Let's do it. And you know what? People are doing it anyway. So it's kind of a mood example, but you would do it. If you're one of the ones that was like, well, can I have my money back if I don't? What if she doesn't see me? What if he doesn't see me? You would go in with a different starting point and a different goal, and mark my words, you would work harder.
100%. You see, that's the thing, you guys. It can be any example you think of. Oh man, it's just, I can't get past my mistakes, meaning the past keeps getting brought up, right? Doesn't matter what you're looking at. If you're looking at it from a way of winning, you're going to have an opportunity to win. You know, even the timeline thing, that's such a great example too. You know, I no longer run a 90-day program, you know, and I'll get into specifics another time. But what I have recognized is I don't even know if you yourself joining my program are going to show up without me holding a ghetto blaster outside your house, blasting love songs from the 80s, reminding you why you're doing this. That's not my fucking job. My job is to give you the tools. Your job is to use them. And if you're looking for someone to hold you accountable, like to that level, ghetto blaster outside your house, remember why you love your wife. Listen, you're going to fail. You're signing up to a program for accountability because you don't want to be accountable to yourself. Your goals must not fucking matter. That's it. Do you want more? Then don't be defensive. Stop and listen. Ask a question before you say, no, you're wrong. Accountability doesn't give you that. I don't care who they are, trainer, business coach, or a marriage coach. And so what I've learned is it's the same as the money back guarantee, same as accountability. It's not about that. I don't even do a 90-day thing anymore, babe. I'm like, hey, I don't know if you're going to fix it in 3 weeks, 30 days, maybe it's going to be 6 months. Why? Because you probably won't show up.
You're in control of your own timeline.
That's right.
And this goes back to the episode before when we talked about why men need to fix it, why men are in control. Doesn't mean that women can't and that women are not in control. But men, if you fix it, if you use the tools, you have the ability to get out faster. You don't want to be spending 6 months, 1 year. You want to get out faster. I mean, I would. You don't want to be living in hell. We lived it.
Yeah, every single person that's done well in my program, beat expectations with time, let's say, okay, would never need a money back guarantee, also did not ask when they started, okay? Every single one of them, they literally say the same thing. They give their little story. They're all excited. Everybody's story is different, okay? They're all excited. They start going, and somewhere in there, the line comes out, I just used the tools. Thank you so much for the system. The step-by-step was so easy to follow. It's the only thing that's consistent because everybody's got a different story, and you all think it's special and unique. It's not. It's all painful. Doesn't matter what the level of disrespect is. Doesn't matter how much violence you have. Doesn't matter how upsetting the addictions are, the coping mechanisms, the trauma from the past, the red flags we should have been aware of. You catching a pattern? Don't you hear this all the time? It all hurts, man. It all hurts. Just like the scale example that I was talking about earlier. You don't get to choose it. It's whatever's hurting you in the moment. So please don't look for a guarantee anymore unless it is a guarantee to push you forward, like Kathryn was talking about, like we use with the gym. And we don't get behind that because when you rely on your partner for how you feel, for how successful you're going to be, you're never going to get there. If that worked, it would already be working. Every time you say, no problem, and we did this. We were king and queen of, it's okay, I love you so much. We can let it all go. And sweep. Oh my gosh,
that is the worst. If I could coach anyone, one thing today, it's not to sweep even the tiniest thing under the rug because before you know it, that thing grows into a monster.
100%. And we were good at it. We would focus on what I call the light, okay? Whatever it was that I just knew Kathryn was the one, and she was the one that I could grow, the reason why I could grow. I keep saying grow. I'm thinking of other things. The point is that, like, I already had tried the I'm sorry, the desperate, the needy, all that stuff. And when you're looking for your guarantee or when will my partner see, when will my partner stop bringing up the past, all of these kinds of things, when will they rip up the divorce papers? How do I know that my partner will stop talking to XYZ? That could be a mother-in-law. It doesn't have to be an affair. You know, all of those questions are all like saying, well, when will I end it if it doesn't work? You know, what's my guarantee that it's going to pan out if I try? Listen, you will probably never make more than 6 figures a year. You will probably always have a weight issue. You know, you will probably always struggle in your relationships.
Not just your marriage.
Not just your marriage, your children, with your children too. You know, I can't imagine.
Finish that thought though. If you will probably always struggle.
Oh, if that's all you're focused on, instead of putting a timeline and a guarantee in yourself, the only guarantee you can make is to set your alarm at nighttime and make sure you get up early in the morning and get up when you're supposed to get up. The only guarantee you have is the commitments you make to yourself every single day that you choose to follow through on. Your partner does not dictate that. If you know that you don't want to fight and scream, don't blame them for pushing your buttons. Don't. They're your buttons. I know it sucks. I know it's not ideal, but I know that I don't want to be angry at you anymore when you're figuring something out.
When I'm pushing your buttons.
When you're pushing my buttons. Well, now it's different buttons, but I mean, like, you asked for coffee the other morning and I got frustrated, right? Remember she called me. I was on a Zoom call with somebody and I was frustrated.
Rick had been sick and I didn't want to leave him in bed because he was screaming anytime I rolled over.
Right.
I was terrified to get out of bed because my 2-year-old had me on house arrest.
That's right. It was bad. I mean, he had pneumonia. There's 2 types of flus or something.
RSV, flu, pneumonia. He was sick. He was really sick.
And but I was on a Zoom call, very important one, and it was super early in the morning, and I get up early, and so I was just like, I was feeling frustrated. I did not handle it as well as I could have.
I haven't asked for a coffee since.
I still made them.
Yes, he does. He makes me a coffee every morning.
Notice she didn't bring me one. Here's my cup. Here's hers. I'm just kidding. I don't get So yeah, you'll still make mistakes, but who do you want to be? Right? Like overall, I was telling my guys that this morning on a call. I was like, almost always, like we don't even need to go apologize to each other all the time, really. Like
we're not pushing each other's buttons. We don't have as many buttons anymore. That was, I think, the point you were trying to make. You can blame your partner and gaslight your partner for frustrating you, for pushing your buttons, but why do you have a button that's even able to be pushed?
Honestly.
That's when responsibility kicks in. So, him getting frustrated because I asked him for a coffee, there's something else going on. It's not because I asked him for a coffee.
So
right?
What I want you guys to take away from today's episode is do not have a bridge to escape. Do not have a back door. Do not have a boat to fly away on or a car to drive away in. Like just literally don't look for a scapegoat, whether that is your partner, a money back guarantee, a tool like a scale. Don't do what you need to do. You want to be in better shape? Work out, eat right, assess what's happening. You want to be better in your relationship? Start with, just don't be defensive. Just focus on that. I choose not to freak out and blame. I choose to think, what could I do differently? Excuse me. You want to make more money? Just choose to learn a new skill on YouTube every day. I don't care. Whatever you choose to do, make sure it's a bridge forward if you're going to have a bridge. Make sure it's a rocket ship forward and upwards if you're going to have a rocket ship.
It'd be cool to have a rocket ship
that
goes forward.
That's why I said if, and I was like, damn, that'd be so cool. Made me think of having a transformer or something.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That'd be super cool. But all right, guys, go get your life.